Hi. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to YouTube. We've been talking about boys and men on the internet since the internet started, but masculinity is a new hot topic trending in the last few years. Oh, is it toxic? Oh, what's going on with these guys? Ooh, can we redefine it and make it better? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know about any of that crap, but what I do know is that there's some fun hot takes out there about masculinity that people send around, and I want to check them out today with you all and expose you to them. Sorry. Also, yes, I'm aware someone made a big video about me and I'm going to respond soon, but right now it's going to take a little bit because it's a big video. All right, let's get started. Masculinity Hot Takes. Let's go. Most of these are from the Twitter account @MasculineTakes. I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty fun, but also I think they're indicative of what a lot of boys and men think about what masculinity is. For the most part, some of them are just wacky. Light beer was a hallmark of American masculinity. It united blue-collar workers, frat guys, soldiers. Everybody could unite around a bar and order a Miller, Coors, Busch, etc. The new managerialists can't allow that symbol to continue, so they're destroying it. Okay, first off, Alaric the Barbarian, you're a blogger. Let's get that straight. You're speaking for blue-collar guys through posting. But even if you weren't, there's nothing stopping you from meeting up with your fellow bloggers and grabbing a bush. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna drink the beer. You're gonna get a little buzz. Dylan Mulvaney is not gonna pop out from behind the bar with a shotgun and blow your head off. You'll be all right. Funnily enough, the people destroying the beers are you guys. Look at all this beer going to waste. It could be drunk by some boys after the factory work, but instead these guys are destroying it. That's bad for society. What are you doing if Tate, that's Andrew Tate, calls you to a meeting but you're already on a date with this chick? Pictured here is a lady, blonde lady, hi, and then a big group of some boys chowing down on some food. Some of them are shirtless, most of them are chowing down. The fun part about this one here is that he's a sex criminal. Allegedly. Self-admittedly, actually. Allegedly. That sounds like fun. Him and all his buddies, who all do similar things. The other question is, what am I meeting with Andrew Tate about? I don't want to meet with him. Meeting, more like meat eating, because they're... Okay. The only thing scarier than the fact that somebody earnestly asked this question is the way some people responded to it. Gotta go. Brother needs me. Bye. If she understands, she's a keeper. Sorry, I've got an important meeting. You might not understand that it will be good for you, but eventually you will. It's gonna be good for you because he's gonna teach me how to sex traffic you. And don't worry, if you make any money, I'll be taking it all. So the man knows what's best. He leads with leadership in a relationship because he's a man and a masculine boy. Notice all the most freakish replies are from people who subscribe to Twitter Blue. Excuse me, ma'am. It's been a lovely date, but unfortunately something has happened that needs my attention. I've called you a cab and paid the bill. We can catch up sometime later this week. Let's say Friday. Sorry about this, but I'll see you again soon. And then it's sort of a gee emoji and a brain. He's gonna be giving brain in a robe.
I was actually once driving my date home, and she said to me, "I don't need a man." I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "So get the out the car and hitchhike." Turned out she got kidnapped. And that's a great example of why women need men.
What? The way he says it with such profundity, just like mesmerized by the story and the powerful example of his words.
Turned out she got kidnapped.
The story doesn't tell us that women need men. The story tells us that women need an Uber driver. I don't know what's going on the internet anymore, but hopefully this guy got charged and that the lady was okay. Whoa, hey, quick break to talk about the video sponsor today, Morgan & Morgan. Are you injured and don't know where to start? With Morgan & Morgan, it's so easy. If you get personally injured in something like a car accident, you're entitled to a lot more than you may think. Hiring a lawyer can be a daunting thing, and that's why most people don't do it. But Morgan & Morgan is here to help. It's super easy with Morgan & Morgan because you can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less without ever having to leave your couch. No going into a law office, no timely consultations, and you can even text the lawyer team. You can do this all from your phone and upload documents. For more information, go to forthepeople.com or dial #law. That's #529 from your cell phone. All right, now let's get back to the video. I believe in reclaiming yoga from the heathen, robust, masculine, high energy spirit rather than faux new age Hindu-philic nonsense. Motley Crue blasting as fit practitioners hit impossibly deep stretches to achieve combative excellence. The best part about this is you could do this. I encourage you actually do it. It sounds honestly kind of fun. But in order to do this, you got to reserve your own yoga studio at the Y, not kick out all the women, all the people that are not wanting to do what you're doing. What does it mean to masculinize yoga? Does that just mean getting oiled up and then sitting on the top of a skyscraper? Also, if you want to train for combat, you know? Do some yoga afterwards, maybe. But for me, when I'm in a downward dog, I'm not really feeling combative excellence. I'm just more saying, ow, ow, ow. This one's a triple whammy post, a post within a post within a post. My boyfriend cries a lot, and it's starting to get on my nerves. We have been together for about 8 years, and this crying thing is pretty new. He's been drinking a lot more too. Music moves him to tears. Caring about his friends moves him to tears. Exciting special things brings him to tears. I don't know what to do. At first, I thought it was nice that he felt safe enough to let emotions out. Now, I don't know how to react. I find it irritating. Then the quote tweet here from Carl, old anti-feminist YouTuber Carl. Wonder how he's doing. As a man, you must never cry in front of a woman. You can cry in private. You can cry with your best friends. You can cry with your dad, even though you ought not to. But you must never cry in front of a woman. I'm trying to imagine having the type of brain that reads this first post and says that that's good. That makes sense. That should be a normal thing. We should follow this as the example of how to be a man. And all women are like this. That's why you shouldn't cry in front of them. Now, I could see an argument that crying too much might get in the way of a relationship. For example, if you're shooting tears out of your head like SpongeBob while you're driving or something and you crash and everybody dies. Well, I mean, that's self-explanatory. But these all sound like pretty reasonable instances to be crying in. Posts like this to me read like bait. Like it looks like it's made in order to validate the anti-feminist worldview that stoicism is the best thing to do around women, because women will find you weak and pathetic if you aren't that. And maybe some do. Obviously this person does, but I feel like also a lot of people find it is brave to cry, because society tells men and boys that it's weak to cry. And so if you do that, you're breaking society's rules, being a brave boy. All men who follow Nick Fuentes need to be built like this. Wit men unite. We must continue our race. Jews cannot be allowed to destroy our culture and heritage. And there's a picture of a guy doing some sort of thing in a mirror. This post is bait. It's very, very clearly bait. Anyone freakish and deeply online enough to know who Nick Fuentes is, and let alone support him, will know that this post is obviously silly. It plays perfectly into that trope about how Nazis view themselves as a superior race, but a lot of them are just like pretty far from the Ubermensch ideal, and that's why, to me, it's bait. But maybe not. Who cares? The first post here is born in the spring or summer. The quote tweet says, "Oh my god, I used to say this and people called me mad." There's something very unmasculine about men who aren't born in October or December, but I'll forgive you if it's September, January, or February. With many of these posts, it's very difficult to tell satire from reality. There are, of course, communities that are into believing this sort of stuff. You know, if you're a horoscope head, what's stopping you from taking the essential characteristics of your own horoscope and extending that to masculinity and femininity? But these are just so good. Look at the follow-up. When a man tells me his birthday is in July, I look at him sideways. Are you a girl? Fellas, is it, the thing. I used to say this and people got mad. Well, it looks like they're still getting pretty mad. You're getting ratioed. I wonder what the quote tweet said. I'm sure it's very nice. In the Northern Hemisphere, boys are generally born during the winter because it's very cold and boys are stronger, and then so they can survive the cold. Whereas girls, they're born in the summer because they, genetically speaking, they love sundresses and being outside in the warmth. Sick. AIDS said Donald Trump talked about Ivanka Trump's breasts, her backside, and what it might be like to have sex with her. Remarks that once led former Chief of Staff John Kelly to remind the president that Ivanka was his daughter. And then there's a pic of that to the two family members giving a smooch. Then there was a reply here from, oh, look at that Twitter Blue user. I'm sure it'll be very normal. What Donald Trump said out loud, millions of fathers with gorgeous, sexy daughters think about. Why You think fathers whose daughters end up in Playboy or are actresses and models who use their sex appeal to promote their attributes don't fantasize about them? It's called being human. The marker of a man is being an incestuous pervert. I'm not touching this one, not with a 10-foot pole, nor with any other type of pole. Well. Leaving it. 5D consciousness, you win this round. Bye. Mental acuity, decisiveness, and leadership capability are downstream from physicality. Societies dissolve when people who haven't earned power are put in powerful positions. Bench, squat, deadlift maxes should be to determine presidential candidacy eligibility. I actually fully agree with this. I think it's good, and I agree. As a gym bro, you can check out my fitness channel as well if you're into that sort of crap. I go to the gym to strengthen my resolve, my leadership skills, and my geopolitical understanding. With every curl, I know more about world conflict. With every bench, I am become that cool and smart at presidency. Oh, and yeah, this is a Bitcoin guy. Of course, for sure. Doing a little trolling to promote your coins. Just go to Chuck E. Cheese, you little goobers. Erections will become as rare as gold. Twitter Blue, again, look at this bullshit. Unbelievable. Amazing. Every time. Boner scanners will be placed in hotels to identify men who still have testosterone. I don't know, I'm picturing the Nemo fish tank scanner searching around for some hard meat. What happens when they identify that you're cranking your hog in a hotel room? You get shipped off to a breeding facility? What's up? Men will be kidnapped for their potency to satisfy the most savage and oh, come on, bruh. They will fight to the death for last drips. Prepare accordingly. This is cyberpunk sci-fi fantasy smut, and it's probably causing Margaret Atwood to gritty in her grave. That's a Handmaid's Tale and Fortnite reference. The ick I get when a man mentions going to therapy or having anxiety is unreal, like it makes me feel sick, Lamau. Why are you telling me that? No bigger turnoff than a male going through, in quotes, anxiety. They used to go to war, Blair. Yeah, they used to go to war and weren't anxious about that at all. This, like a few other of these posts of women upholding these weird gendered standards. Assuming they're not satire, this one doesn't really seem like it because there was an elaborative response. This is patriarchal programming at its finest, folks. This attitude comes from somewhere. It's not biological. You learn this at some point. Pretty easily to internalize the messages from our culture that we get that say men shouldn't have anxiety. They should be leaders and good boys at all times. Therapy is pretty cringe though, because it's better if you bottle up all your emotions and then they let yourself explode like a bomb. Dear men, if you are married and your wife goes to the gym but you don't, I have to tell you something. At the end of the gym session, there is something some gyms called warm down, while others simply call it stretch. Your wife will lie on the ground facing up, her arms spread in surrender, while the gym instructor stands between her legs. All right, this is smut. This is more smut. You're riling yourself up here, and it's okay. You know, but call it that. Don't call it guidebook for being a man. He will then take one of her legs and stretch it to the extreme until she unleashes some sound that I can guarantee has nothing to do with pain. She bought it. He will then do the same to the other leg. He will proceed to hold various parts of her anatomy. What? Stretching? There's that, I guess, technically. Touching your toes is getting all up in your anatomy by touching a part of your body. And push and pull them widely like he paid dowry for her. Then he will grab both legs together and push them towards her head, making her have this pose taking straight out of Satan's adultery guidebook. Did Satan write an adultery guidebook? That shit sounds hot. She will make that sound again. Yeah, that makes sense. Your feet are up. You're going fart. You need to see what these women wear to the gym to understand this pose. The institution of marriage is being burnt alive in these gyms. When done, in a voice your wife has never used when talking to you, she will say goodbye to him and assure him that Kesho tutafanya ili engine. For sure. She will have a genuine smile and his feces enzymes will be at their most aggressive. As an elder, I must warn you that gym instructors are replacing us. We either go to the gym with these ladies or ban gym visits altogether. Don't say the servant of the Lord didn't warn you. Hashtag masculinity Saturday. All I'm getting from the story while reading it is that he likes this. He thinks it's hot. There's no way you go into that much detail about this point unless you're writing smut. All right, we're gonna end it with one final masculinity Saturday post. Here we go. Men, symptoms of dysfunctional orifices. Oral orifice. Talks recklessly. Angry. Emotions noisy. Eats like a glutton. Likes vagina. Man, what are you... And what is going on in these guys' lives? Urethral orifice. Promiscuity. Reckless ejaculation. STIs. Reckless ejaculation just sounds like you're jerking off and you shoot yourself in the head. Anal orifice. Farts carelessly. Bro. Okay, that's... I'm done, man. These are fun, but these people are out there. Watch out on the internet. Stay safe. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you later. Thanks again to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring, and I'll see you next time with a big video. It's going to take a little while, but I love you. Bye.